In this episode, we unbox the latest deck from magician David Blaine, give you a chance to win one for yourself, and announce the winner of the DMC Elites version 4s. All that coming up next. There was a lot of controversy surrounding the last David Blaine deck I reviewed on this channel. Really, it was an outcry from his otherwise adoring and devoted fan base that maybe he'd finally succumb to the dark side of consumer marketing. You know, the deck was ill handling. It included unadvertised features that drastically altered its functionality, and it was altogether generally disliked. That, of course, was the Stoics deck. A short while ago, Blaine's camp released another deck, the Skull and Bones Private Reserves, which was pretty much a re-release of the existing Gold Superior branded cards of the same name. Despite that, both decks eventually sold out, but it's safe to say that Blaine's footing on the pedestal of elite card producers was no longer so sure. I mean, how long would his die-hard audience continue to support him through lackluster releases? Well, the deck I'm about to review, the Split Spades Gold Edition, spells a bit of relief in some respects at least, but is it enough? Welcome back to the go-to place for playing cards content. I'm the Gentleman Wake. If you are new here, we hope this great episode will compel you to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be sure to stick all the way to the end of this video for a chance to win a deck of Split Spades Gold Edition playing cards. This latest version of the Split Spades, the Gold Edition, comes packaged within a premium white cardstock tuck case with deep gold foil embossing. The front of the box prominently features the Split Spades branding, an image of a pouncing lion, Blaine's favorite animal, and Blaine's inverted Split Spade logo, which of course doubles as his initials, lowercase d and b. It's a classic design, one that to a degree has inspired my upcoming Kickstarter deck, a collaboration with Stockholm 17 called The Parlor, which incidentally I announced at the end of my top 10 decks of 2018 video. If you haven't seen it, you should certainly check it out. There'll be a lot more about that deck in the coming weeks, but David Blaine's decks have been a source of inspiration for many. Most recently, Daniel Madison also cited Blaine's Gatorbacks as a massive influence on his own Hellions deck. Part of the reason for Blaine's dominion of influence is the astounding attention to detail he puts into his cards. The top of the box is a perfect example. There's an ambigram, a word that changes its reading depending on which way it's oriented. If placed face up, the box reads Split Spades. If turned upside down, it cleverly reads Superstitious. The back features a beautifully embossed representation of the back design of the cards. It's fairly accurate down to the wide white border surrounding the design. We'll talk more about that in a moment. The deck wouldn't be a David Blaine deck without a few secrets, of course. On the tuck box, that comes in the form of two reveals. Opening the tuck flap reveals a golden dove, the same one on the back design, on the large flap with what appear to be a couple of calligraphic ornaments underneath. Turning them on their side actually reveals it as an 8 of diamonds reveal. The smaller tuck flaps also have a reveal in the form of a blind embossed heart pip and a 6 or 9, depending of course on which way the box is turned. One of the biggest gripes Blaine faced with both his most recent releases was the printing company he chose to produce them, the Expert Playing Card Company. Blaine is good friends with Expert founder and owner Bill Kalush, so much so that Kalush's likeness has permanent residency on one of Blaine's customized core cards, regardless of printer. So it's really no surprise Blaine chose to go with his good friend's manufacturing company. The problem is, Expert has had a history of touch-and-go quality control problems and also suffers from a glaring issue with inconsistency. Now, this is predicated on the fact that Expert uses printing facilities both in Taiwan and China that have proven to provide very different results, and products that, despite both technically being printed by Expert, handle completely differently. The Stoics were printed in China, which is the lesser renowned of the two facilities, and there was quite a bit of backlash about it. But to the delight of many, this deck sees Blaine's deck back in the capable hands of the United States Playing Card Company. Part of the reason for the decision may have come down to the inclusion of the USPCC's proprietary Metalux printing technique, which gives the cards their brilliant and shiny gold foil backs. The deck is certainly eye-catching and the reflections make the deck feel luxurious. There are, however, a few issues. First of all, the Split Spades back design is known for its fantastic details, but the Metalux printing doesn't really do those details justice. There's even a bit of inconsistency from card to card. This is most evident in the finest line work. Still, the back design is great, once again prominently featuring the inverted spade logo. Each corner of the deck has a winged angel stabbing through the spade logo with a sword, much in the way Daniel Madison's Hellions have a devil stabbing a trident through Madison's logo. There are some other interesting things as well, some scroll work, crescent moon shapes, and the reappearance of the dove found on the tuck flap. But again, all but the most obvious details get lost in the poor resolution of the Metalux printing technique. I didn't notice the fork-tongued serpent heads within the loops of the spade until looking at the blown-up image on my screen. Apparently there are snarling lions in there as well, but that discovery needed referencing of online images. Additionally, there's one more side effect of the gold foil printing process. The white poker borders are especially thick, thicker than any other previous version of the split spades. This may also have a detrimental effect on the resolution of the back design, as it's obviously been shrunk down to fit the restrictions or limitations of the Metalux process. This has the unintended effect of producing uninteresting fans, as the brilliant gold foil tends to hide behind the wide white edges of the deck. The deck, however, does handle brilliantly, just as to be expected from any other air-cushioned embossed deck printed on crushed premium stock by the USPCC. Dribbles and springs are easy, packet cuts too. The deck is modern cut as it farrows back to front. The deck has bicycle standard spot cards with traditional pips and indices. The hearts and diamonds are metallic crimson red rather than the standard bright red ink. The court cards are the standard Blaine Fair semi-custom takes on the bicycle standard courts. 11 out of the 12 court cards include redrawn faces, redone with the likenesses of Blaine's friends and family, including Blaine himself on the King of Spades. The King of Hearts is representative of EPCC owner Bill Kalush. Designer Mark Stutzman makes an appearance on the Jack of Spades, and the Queen of Spades, rumored to be Blaine's ex-fiancée Alizée Guillochette, includes a 3 of clubs reveal. Some court members are modeled after others I do not recognize. In fact, if you can identify anyone else in specific, please comment below. Interestingly, the Jack of Diamonds remains the only court card in the face to keep his original standard visage. It's worth noting that the deck also has some really useful magic features. For one, the tuck box having a perfect representation of the back design allows for hiding a card from a spectator in plain sight. Additionally, the cards come in mnemonica stack, only requiring a cut to the 4 of clubs and 9 of diamonds to get into mnemonica deck order. Made famous by Juan Tamariz to aid in the memorization of the cards in the deck, useful for mentalism and prediction routines. The Ace of Spades will be familiar to most fans of David Blaine playing cards, a spade pip printed in gold metallic ink that features a disrobed woman. As often is the case with Blaine's decks though, things often have a secret meaning or perception. In this case, the same image can be read as a stylized cartoon rendering of a lion, where the light ray streaks behind the woman become the fine hair of the lion's mane. There are a few additional cards in the deck, 3 jokers, although neither of them actually say joker. The first is a simple inverted spade logo. The second, the image of 2 angels standing on the back of a playing card whilst holding up an hourglass. And the third is the image of an anthropomorphized frog in a turn-of-the-century waistcoat, complete with mustache. He seems to be stitching closed a J-shaped tear with a giant needle, even while a striped fish swims between his legs. Finally, there's an included gaff card that at first glance appears to be a duplicate King of Spades, but actually reveals itself to be a cleverly designed ad card that includes Blaine's social media handle and website. Interestingly, the sword is also missing the traditional wavy center line found on the typical King of Spades. The Gold Edition split spades are still available on Blaine's website, davidblaine.com. They go for about 20 bucks, which is definitely on the higher end of the price spectrum, as the Metalux backs are apparently not cheap to produce. But if you want to win a deck of the gold split spades, I'm going to give you the chance to do that. Here's what you got to do. 1, like this video. 2, be a subscriber to this channel. And 3, well, here's a bit of a treasure hunt for you in honor of David Blaine's penchant for hiding things in plain sight. I've hidden a link somewhere in this video. That link will take you to a contest site where you can enter. When you get there, be sure to follow the instructions. In fact, just to help you out a little bit, I'm going to give you a hint in the form of a little short limerick. Here it goes. Within the film is a frame of twins. Both are regal and stately kings. Although one weapon surely stings, the other from a distance always wins. So be sure to scour everything. It may not be what you think. It goes by so fast, please don't blink or you'll miss the opening for the link. Alright, well, good luck to you guys. Congrats to JIB for winning the DMC Elites version 4s. Contact me to claim your prize. As usual, it's been a pleasure. If you have yet to subscribe, be sure to click here. Also, check out another video by clicking here. I've been the Gentleman Wake. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.